At 65, many people believe a legendary actor's life must be peaceful, full of applause, awards, and respect. But sometimes the brightest careers hide the quietest heartbreaks. And the story of Colin Firth proves something powerful: fame may make your life visible, but it doesn't make it easier. For years, audiences saw him as the perfect gentleman. Calm voice. Thoughtful eyes. A man who could transform a single line of dialogue into pure emotion. When he stepped into the role of Mr. Darcy in Pride and Prejudice in 1995, the world suddenly had a new romantic icon. Viewers everywhere fell in love with that quiet intensity. Later, films like The King's Speech would prove he wasn't just charming, he was extraordinary. That performance eventually earned him the Academy Award for Best Actor in 2011, after the film made more than $400 million worldwide. But behind the cameras, life doesn't follow a script. For more than 22 years, Colin believed he had built a strong and loving marriage with his wife, Livia Giugioli. They shared homes in London and the Italian countryside. They raised 2 sons together. To the outside world, their relationship looked thoughtful, intellectual, even ideal. The quiet British actor and the passionate Italian producer seemed perfectly balanced. Yet relationships are rarely as simple as they appear. Around 2015 and 2016, the couple quietly separated for a time. Only close friends knew. During that difficult period, Livia reconnected with an Italian journalist named Marco Brancaccia. What began as old friendship slowly turned into a deeper relationship. Later, when Colin and Livia attempted to rebuild their marriage, the situation became far more complicated. In 2018, headlines suddenly exploded when Livia filed stalking accusations against Marco. At first, the story seemed clear. Colin publicly supported his wife, calling the situation painful and frightening for their family. The press portrayed her as a victim and the journalist as an aggressor. But real life rarely stays that simple. By 2019, the case collapsed. It became clear that the relationship had originally been consensual. Messages and evidence told a different story, and the legal complaint was eventually withdrawn. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. What once looked like a defense of family now felt like public humiliation. Imagine standing beside someone you trust completely, only to realize later that the truth was far more complicated. That kind of realization can shake anyone. Soon after, in December 2019, Colin and Livia announced their separation. The official statement sounded calm and respectful. But behind those carefully chosen words was the end of more than 2 decades together. And here's the deeper lesson in his story. Even people who appear composed and successful can face moments that quietly break them. Colin never turned the divorce into public drama. Instead, he continued working, appearing in films, attending premieres, and maintaining the dignity that defined his career. Sometimes resilience isn't loud. Sometimes it looks like simply continuing forward. Today, Colin Firth's life reminds us of something important. Awards fade. Headlines change. But character, how someone handles pain, betrayal, and disappointment, reveals who they truly are. And perhaps that's why audiences still respect him. Not just for the roles he played, but for the quiet strength he showed when the cameras stopped rolling.